Yahoo Finance recently cited a well-known analyst prediction that in the next decade, growth stocks are likely to fall behind because of a paradigm shift. What is your take on such notion? As a growth investor, I do see that my portfolio is trailing the S&P 500 benchmark. This is on track to be the first year that the S&P 500 tech sector underperforms the S&P 500 in at least 4 years. I think it's only underperformed once out of the past 11 years. So that would be an interesting shift. I would love to hear what you guys think. Nick, go first here.
Can I be really arrogant and say, I don't
please.
think that analyst has any idea what's happening in the business world?
Yeah.
These tech trends are huge.
They're gigantic.
So massive. And they're reaching this point where it's like technology is not just like this little self-contained sector of the economy anymore. It is the economy. It's like reaching into every sector out there, and that's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah, I think we might have just lost Nick here. John, you still with me? Oh, there he is.
I'm here.
He's back. Nick, I think you kind of, you're like the statue guy in the park, that freezes up and you give him a tip and then he moves a little bit for you. Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think the other thing too is there's so much focus that's being put on valuations. I would say, yeah, it's true that valuations are certainly high. And you think about some of these like CrowdStrikes that are trading for like 30 plus, 40 plus times sales sometimes. But I would also say, look at the most valuable companies in the S&P 500 and think about the operating margins that these companies have. And I would say if you looked in the top 10, we've probably never had the top 10 of the S&P 500 companies that generate the level of operating margins that deserve these higher valuations. Nick, do you think that's a fair statement?
Absolutely. And maybe there was a point in time where that was the case, but like our data doesn't go further beyond like 1900. The last time like a movement like this took place was like the industrial era in the late 1800s, where there was this massive technology paradigm shift, and it took decades to work its way through the whole economy and transformed everything. Businesses got more efficient, they got more profitable. This is not going to just go away quickly. It's going to last a really, really long time.
John, how are you thinking about your own investing when it comes to thinking about growth or tech stocks?
Well, I mean, what really impresses me is just the rate of innovation. And it's why I am very bullish on, if you want to call them growth companies, that's fine. Valuation aside, I mean, innovation is just happening so fast. Think of the companies that have been founded in the last 10 years. Founded, not went public. So you have Zoom, that's founded in the last 10 years. Already at $1 billion quarterly revenue run rate. You look at a company like Skills. I believe Skills was founded 7 years ago. They're approaching $500 million in annual revenue. Snowflake founded in the last 10 years. All these companies have been founded in the past decade, and yet they're multi-billion dollars of real money business going on. So the rate of innovation is what impresses me, and I think it's only getting faster. I think that the companies that IPO 5 years from now could even be better growth opportunities than the ones that are going IPO this year. So it just seems like technology increases the rate of innovation, and it's why it's so hard to say, oh, they're going to underperform for a decade. That's a really long time for something that is compounding gains so quickly.
Yeah, it really is. Nick made a comment in our little internal chat. This question we could do an hour on. We really could. It's a really compelling topic. And I will say this, there is one thing that I'm doing, not because I'm concerned about growth stocks or tech stocks underperforming the market, because it's something that I'm doing as the way I develop my own net wealth, is I'm taking a barbell strategy where I'm investing still most of it. And it's not a 50-50 barbell. I want to say that too. The majority I'm still investing in growth stocks. And a lot of those are these tech companies that are leading the next industrial revolution. Nick, you kind of hinted at that. And then I'm taking a small amount of money that I'm investing in dividend growth stocks, because I do want to have some sort of a barbell so that if other parts of my portfolio don't perform as well, or other things happen with the economy, I know that I have predictable revenue growth companies that are growing their dividends, and that's a source of cash flow that's going to grow over time. So I'm looking at taking kind of that approach to it.